Let's talk about another potential casualty, the political career of Prime Minister Netanyahu. His prospects look dire and history does not help. Let's take you back to October 1973. Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack on Israel. In 1973, it led to what's called the Yom Kippur War. Israel won that war, but at great cost to its then Prime Minister Golda Meir. Her government had failed to anticipate the attack, leading to growing anger and eventually her ouster. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu faces anger. He is Israel's current and longest-serving Prime Minister. He has built the image of Mr. Security, and he keeps Israel safe and helps it grow. That's his pitch. But now this attack happened on his watch, and polls say he's in trouble. Only 21% of Israelis want Netanyahu to stay in power. Our next report tells you more.
הייתי ילדה טובה, לא? הייתי ילדה טובה, הרסת הממשלה הזאת, הרסתם את המדינה הזאת, הרסתם את המדינה הזאת, תלכו מפה, תלכו, עכשיו זה תורנו, אנחנו עכשיו נשאר פה, אנחנו נעזור, ימין, שמאל, המאוחד, בלעדיכם, אתם הרסתם את המקום הזה, הרסתם, לכו מפה!
One Israeli cabinet minister barred from a hospital entrance. Another called a traitor and imbecile when she came to comfort evacuated families. A third minister accused of betraying people by a grieving man at a hospital. As Israel copes with its shock and grief, little love is being displayed towards its government. It's been accused of dropping the country's guard and leaving it vulnerable. And now anger is mounting against the government. So far, Israel's top general, the defense minister, national security advisor, foreign minister, finance minister, and intelligence chiefs have acknowledged the failure. These are all statements of personal accountability. Officials agree that they failed to anticipate and prevent what has become the worst attack on civilians in Israel's history. But what about Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu? Well, he's made no such statement so far, and it seems unlikely that he will. Military commando turned Prime Minister. Netanyahu is Israel's longest-serving PM, and also among its most controversial. The country has been battling polarization over Bibi's judicial overhaul drive. It triggered walkouts by some military reservists. It fueled protests across the nation.
We are standing here and protesting here for the last 38 weeks, calling Prime Minister Netanyahu to stop what he's doing.
I'm here because we don't want Bibi and his fellow crooks destroying democracy in Israel.
Netanyahu's ratings dropped to 27% in opinion polls, but Bibi remained defiant. While he was falling in the popularity charts, he prided himself on promoting economic growth. He's been credited with presiding over a sustained period of economic growth where the high-tech industry grew tremendously. But when the October 7th attack struck Israel, both security and economy took a hit. And the fallout will affect Israel for years to come. And now it seems like a day of judgment looms for Bibi. Polls show that he's in trouble. Only 21% of Israelis want Netanyahu to remain Prime Minister. If elections were to be held today, his party would lose a third of its seats. But the thing is, Israelis don't want a ballot. The left offers no answers. The center is too pragmatic. For them, the right remains the right answer. So Israelis want action from their Prime Minister. So far, he's been busy with the top brass from the world over. He's won vocal Western support. He has visited the conflict zone once. He has limited encounters with media and public. He took a week before meeting relatives of those held hostage by Hamas. It took him 5 days to form an emergency government. But none of it has done much to ease public fury. Is this the end of the road for Bibi? Well, that's difficult to say, because Netanyahu has had a record-long career of political comebacks. Under him, Israel has come to see itself as a military, political, and technological power. But today, Israel is facing its biggest test in decades, and so is Bibi. How this war pans out will determine not just Israel's fate, but also that of the man who's leading the charge.